We all want food that's healthy, gorgeous, and super quick. So I'm going to show you a whole new way to cook. Amazing meals that you can do in just 15 minutes. Time-saving tricks and multitasking to the max. You can create magic in the kitchen. We're talking big flavours, fast. And these are great meals without the guilt. Balanced, tasty, and good for you. Healthy food that you can eat every day. It's delicious, nutritious, super fast food. Today, my hot, crispy chorizo and squid platter. And an authentic stripped-back Italian spaghetti and creamy tomato side salad. It's just light and silky and a real pleasure to eat. Brilliant. Welcome to the 15-minute meal mindset. If you think you haven't got time to cook, then think again. First up, a delicious hot platter packed with Mediterranean flavours. OK, so now for something a bit different. We're going to do that beautiful couscous salad inspired by Spain and Morocco. We've got the chorizo, we've got the squid, but I think it's so simple, it's really nice. This is a proper mashup of all my favourite summer holidays together in one hot platter. Spanish sweet and sour chorizo and delicious crispy squid. Flavour-bursting couscous hit with mint, spinach and lemon. Topped off with a spice harissa and yoghurt drizzle for a touch of Morocco. This is an amazing pile-in and share platter for 4 people. All in 15 minutes. So first things first, we want to create a beautiful base for the couscous to give it lovely flavour and colour. So, in a processor with a normal blade, I'm just going to throw in 4 spring onions. I'm going to flavour it with mint, right? So a nice little bunch here. We haven't got time to sort of delicately pick mint like this. So we go to the top of the mint and we just rip off those lovely, tender, minty leaves there. So that goes in as well. And also in there, 100 grams of spinach. Push it down and then give it a good old wazz up. So that's all you need to do. Get it sort of nice and finely chopped like that. Dead simple, takes seconds. Now, couscous. Some people either don't know what it is, don't know what to do with it, they overcook it. Let me give you a rock-solid recipe that will look after you big time. So I'm going to grab some couscous here. The great thing about couscous, it's made out of semolina. It's already cooked and then dried. So all we have to do is rehydrate it. We really don't have to cook it. We don't even have to put it in a pan. So here's the method. We go in with 1 mug of the couscous, and then we go in with the water. So all I'm going to do is just stir this couscous around those lovely green flavours. And then also I want to save washing up as well. So in this mug, I'll pour in 2 cups of boiling water. So 1 couscous to 2 water works every single time, and it will give you a lovely, light, fluffy couscous. Put the lid on, you can see it will steam up straight away. Give that 10 minutes or so, and the couscous will be light, fluffy, and packed with big, big flavours. So now I can get cracking with the hot elements of this dish. I've got 400 grams of squid here. Just put it on the board, get yourself a half-decent knife, slip it in this little tube like that, open these squids out like a book, right? And I want to show you a preparation that really guarantees you some incredible tenderness, beautiful sort of aesthetics, and also create a surface on the squid to make it cling on to gorgeous flavours or dressings. So the key actually isn't a sharp knife. It's a good old-fashioned eating knife, right? Quite blunt, really. I want you to not really put any pressure down. Just score it like that. You're not going all the way through. You're just almost like scratching it. If some are thick and some are thin, it really doesn't matter. Squid only needs a few minutes of fast cooking right at the end, but this prep will make it look gorgeous, cook quicker, and take on more flavour. No effort at all, and absolutely no precision. And then just put the squid on top of each other like that, and then use your sharp knife to just slice it up into sort of centimetre slices. And that way you're going to disperse the squid right across the salad. Everyone will get a fair old go at it. This is a Spanish, Moroccan-inspired dish, you know, sort of summertime, you know, good lunchtime or a light dinner. You know, the couscous is going to be a beautiful salad base for this dinner. So we want something exciting on it. So we've got a pile of squid there, right? We've also got the tentacles here, which, you know, some people, you know, think is a bit weird, but I just slice them up and make them part of it. My kids often don't want to go anywhere near these, but, you know, one day they'll see the way. Saying that, my wife doesn't want them either. So they all get the white bits and I get the legs. But there you go, that's life. And then we've got the chorizo. We want about 80 grams of this chorizo, which is about that much. And it's a cured meat, beautiful colour. We want to slice the chorizo about 1/2 centimetre thick. The chorizo is made with garlic and spices and paprika. The next thing to do is I've got some peppers. Now, a little trick, just push the seeds in like this. Then you can tear it open and the whole thing just plops out like that. In the bin we go. These peppers will provide a lovely fresh contrast to the spice and bite of the chorizo and the squid. Just slice them about the same thickness as the chorizo. The one thing that I love, come on, is a little bit of chili to spice it up. This salad has got to have attitude. So add as much as you like. I'm just going to finely slice about 1/2 a chili. That'll be fairly mild. So the pan is really, really hot. We want to go in with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We then want to go in with the chorizo first. We want to start rendering the fat out of that beautiful sausage. Along with the fat is going to be the paprika and all the garlicky flavours. So that's going to be a wonderful base. And with a few little shakes like that, you can see the colour starting to come out. When that has come out, we go with the peppers. And the thing I like about 15-minute meals is because they have to be quick, you know, it's all happening here. I can smell it, I can see it. It's beautiful colours, it's exciting. So now it's starting to soften up a bit. I'm going to go in with the legs. Reason being is they need a little bit, in my opinion, more cooking. Little toss up. And I want to add a little bit more flavour. I'm going to use some garlic, like that. And if you can't toss, get yourself 2 little spoons like this and don't be afraid to sort of just get in there and move things about. So now this has had a few minutes of hard cooking. What I want to do is put the lovely white squid in. So as it starts to cook, it's going to start opening up and those little scores will start revealing themselves. Look at that. Really, really nice. Something a little bit different and not expected. You know, we do a lot of comfort food in 15-minute meals, but also it's so important to do things that are a little bit different and get your old taste buds going. So keep it moving around. The dish is pretty much done. Now, one thing that I forgot was olives. Really, the worst thing in the world are olives that have already had the stones removed. They're plasticky, they're dry, they're miserable. The real reason for using olives in cooking is because they're perfumed and they're delicious, and that will flavour this dish. A little goes a long way. It'll make it fantastic. Gorgeous colour. Just about 8 or 10 olives is more than enough to sort of make the point. Just look in the pan. See how we did those little stupid scores with a rubbishy old eating knife? Now we're looking like something that maybe we'll see in a Japanese restaurant or a Chinese restaurant. Look how delicate and gorgeous that is. And if you really get in there, the paprika and the fats and all the flavours, the garlic is starting to stick in between those grooves. Overcook the squid at your peril. I'll leave this on the heat for a couple of minutes while I finish off the couscous. You can see that all the condensation here, you know, it's steaming in here. Look how lovely and fluffy that couscous is, right? It's been seasoned, you've got the veggies in there. All I'm going to do is just hit it with a little bit of lemon juice. And also, I'm going back to this pan and giving it love. It's just half a lemon will be lovely. Squeeze it through your hands to catch the pips. And this will be a lovely base to our salad and be quite kind of gregarious about it. It's got to be food with attitude. So we put this couscous like this. Beautiful. Look at the colour as well. And then the last 10 seconds of its life in this pan, I'm going to do something quite important to this. Mr. Honey and Mr. Sherry Vinegar. So it's hot, it's sizzling, right? We're going to turn the pan off now. We're going to go in with about a tablespoon of vinegar, so sour, and then we're going to go in with about a tablespoon of honey, sweet. And it's just going to shine and it's going to look beautiful. So there you go. This is finished very, very quick. So easy, so delicious, and now the bad boys can take their rightful place upon my platter of Mediterranean sunshine. At the bottom you can see the juices. Juices, come on. We want all those juices, and so does the couscous. Gorgeous. I've got one last trick to turn yogurt into a hit of Moroccan magic. I'm going to put 3 or 4 heaped tablespoons of yogurt in there, and then we're going to spike it. So, you know, the yogurt is like a fire extinguisher. It's going to really work with the couscous. I've got some harissa, right, which is ground up chili in like rose water and oil, and it's Moroccan. And when you put that with yogurt, it's incredible. I'm just going to marble that through. Honestly, it's like opposites attract. Do you know what I mean? Sprinkle over some fresh, fragrant mint. It makes the colours stand out. It just reminds people what they're eating. And finally, 30 grams of feta cheese crumbled from a height. Don't think of it as a cheese, but think of it as a seasoning. And there you go, guys. A fantastic, beautiful dish from Spain, influenced from Morocco. And what a great, great little salad. Sunshine on a plate in just 15 minutes. The method of doing the couscous is really light and lovely, and if you rack up a little fork with some chorizo, you know, a bit of yogurt, some feta cheese, you know, it's absolute heaven, heaven to eat. Surf and turf, a bit unusual, and it wouldn't be right without eating a tentacle, because that's the bit that I'm always left with. Happy days. Next, my super delicious broccoli spaghetti with a creamy tomato side salad.
You see all that flavour there?
Yeah, beautiful. Sometimes less is definitely more, and my authentic spaghetti is stripped back the Italian way. I'll show you how good oil and a handful of delicious ingredients can pack a massive flavour punch. Anchovies, chilli, garlic and rosemary with crunchy tender stem broccoli, a surefire way to get kids to eat their greens. Paired with my creamy cottage cheese and mixed tomato side salad. Wicked. This is simplicity in its purest form. So this is the lovely one. This is something that I do at the weekends. The kids love it. Really quick to do. I've got some lovely spaghetti, and this dish will completely come together in the time that it takes for me to cook this spaghetti, which is 12 minutes. So I've got a pan on the heat, as per usual. Got a nice big tray that I'm going to cook in. I've got the kettle boiled, and I'm just going to cover this, get it going. So in 12 minutes, we'll be cooking that spaghetti, and everything else, the sauce, and the salad will all come together in that time. So that's kind of our timer, really. So once you've done that, just go around the edge, get all that pasta in, give it a little jiggle, and you can put a lid just slightly ajar and get that cooking. Okay, so we're going to go from pasta to salad. The salad's delicious. I've got some lovely little cherries here. These have all had a little wash. But also what's really nice to keep an eye for down the supermarkets, or especially the farmers markets, is these little bad boys here. Look, we've got dark, almost black tomatoes here. What I want to do is just slice up these cherries. There's a bit of there's a little bit of a, how can we call it, a battle going on in the Oliver household. My wife, she likes to put tomatoes in the fridge. She likes them hard and crunchy and tasteless, whereas I put them out on the window ledge and get them a little bit warmer, a little bit riper. So she puts them in the fridge, I take them out. She puts them in the fridge, I take them out. And those poor tomatoes in the Oliver household, they're like, oh, 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 oh. They don't really know what they are. I think leave them out of the fridge is the best answer. Also, notice up that I'm not cutting these up in any particular way. Just hack them up. I'm going to season them up with a good pinch of sea salt, a little black pepper. I'm going to grab just some basil from here. Just grab a few bigger leaves. You only need about 8 or 9 leaves. I mean, that's what I love about herbs. You can get just that much herbs in your hand and you sort of twist them up and you just tear them and bruise them. And it really just makes such an incredible, fantastic difference to a salad. You want about 1 tablespoon of good extra virgin olive oil and then some balsamic vinegar. Again, sour and sweet, like a tablespoon goes on there. And then just give it a little toss like that. And look at those colours. Oh. And of course, when those tomatoes get hit with salt and vinegar, it starts to extract all the natural juices, and that will create even more of a beautiful dressing, tomato-y dressing. It'll be gorgeous with a sort of, almost sort of greenhouse-like flavour. So that's the tomatoes done, the spaghetti's cooking nicely, and next, I've got a healthy way to make this tomato salad creamy without cream. Okay, so the base for this beautiful tomato salad is cottage cheese, low-fat cottage cheese. I never used to like it as a kid, and I think it's because they just used to dunk it in things, and I'm like, not really sure about that, bit weird. But as I've got older and I've tried a few new things, if you spike it with flavour, it's fantastic. I'm going to do it with lemon zest and lemon juice, which is delicious. The lemon zest gives it such a wonderful fragrance. And then I'm going to hit it up with a little bit of lemon juice just to thin it out. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in there. Lovely. And then spoon in your gorgeous tomatoes into the middle. So, you know, all that colour and excitement, we want to get that into our salad and make it as nice as we can. So let's put those last bits on. Those lovely dark tomatoes. And then you've got all that lovely juice at the end. Don't throw that away. Just pour that on top of the tomatoes. Really nice, beautiful, optimistic colours. All I'm going to do now is just go over to my basil here and take some of those beautiful smaller leaves. So the basil just lifts it. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful, really gorgeous. And when you mix those together, all that macerated tomato juice, the cheese, the lemon is absolutely gorgeous. So there's your salad bit. Now onto the pasta. The sauce I'm making is oil-based and authentically Italian, but not what we're used to in Britain. No tomatoes, no cream, just really good extra virgin olive oil and the most amazing intense flavour. In a tray, a nice large tray here, we're going to put it on a medium-high heat. This is going to give us lots of space to sort of swoosh this beautiful sprouting greens. Look at this. They're tender stem broccoli. You could use purple sprouting broccoli if you want, and they're gorgeous. And this whole recipe is about bigging these up. So what I'm going to do is just line them up. And, just take the time to put my finger either side of the broccoli and just run my knife up the broccoli like that and split them into two. They cook quicker, makes it a little bit more delicate, and also you kind of want the stem of the broccoli and the broccoli itself to sort of wrap around the spaghetti and just work as a sauce. This is a great way to get the kids to eat greens, because in my house, anything with pasta, they'll eat. So next ingredient, let's push that to the side, is chilli. I want 1 fresh chilli. Traditionally, they would have used dried chilli in this, but I'm just trying to lighten it up a bit, make it a little bit more exciting. So about half to 1 chilli, just slice it up like that. Then I want 4 cloves of garlic. This is getting a little hot now. Let's get going. Let's do it. When you get your anchovies, sometimes you get them in oil. So we'll take about 8 fillets of anchovy. Don't for a minute think that it's going to taste of anchovy. It's not. It's going to kind of melt into like a seasoning, right? It won't be fishy, I can assure you that. So into this pan with 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, right? And we don't want it to sit there and heat up. Immediately, we're going to go in with our chilli. We're going to go in with our anchovies. They'll start to melt. Put those around as well. I'm going to take a little bit of rosemary here. Just a couple of sprigs. You don't need hardly any. Don't ask me why, but rosemary really, really works in this sauce with the oil. So we're going to use the water from here to emulsify with the oil here to make a really delicious, light sauce. Can you see how the anchovies have completely disappeared now? That's the spirit. That's what we're after. So the next thing we do is go in with the broccoli. Just sprinkle that all over the shop like that. And then we get our garlic in a garlic crush and we just squeeze that into the pan remove the little papery bits, in with another 2. Go in again. So nice and garlicky. We've got the chili is there as well. So really humble sort of comfort food flavours. Now, if you did a roast dinner and you wanted some lovely greens, this is a great sort of generic way to cook any greens. The only difference is we're going to throw pasta in at the very end. So you can hear the pan here. So that's exciting, but also, you know, you've got to be like at the ready, because it also means you're only ever a second away from burning. So at this point, I'm going to drag the pasta over to here. I love that sound. That is what it's all about. But most importantly, we want this starchy water here as well. And where any sort of garlic and anchovy sort of stuck to and caught, it will clean it off, and also it makes this pasta very light and loose. Can you see all that flavour there? That's what we want to like hoover up with the pasta. Yeah, beautiful. What's really nice is to shake your tray like this and just sort of pinch your broccoli and your spaghetti and just make sure every little strand of spaghetti gets kissed with the same amount of flavour and TLC. So the final ingredient is a squeeze of citrus. For me, the lemon juice sort of links the chili with the garlic, with the rosemary, back round to the spaghetti and the broccoli. And lemon in pasta is to die for. Get everyone around the table, because this is ready to eat now. A little dusting of Parmesan is all you need. And that, my friends, is a beautiful, really nice, comforting, simple spaghetti dish with that lovely salad that's bright and fresh and surprising and a bit different. Gorgeous. Mega flavour in just 15 minutes. Let's have a little try. Tomatoes. So fresh, really nice. And then the cheese just goes with it so incredibly well. And then this, it's a bit of a different, you know, way of doing pasta than we're used to in Britain. You know, what I like about this is it sort of makes you appreciate how good pasta is with very simple, fragrant sort of flavourings, instead of like loads of sauce. Lemon, garlic, anchovy, just making this kind of hum of flavour. Take it to the table, steaming hot, and you know, my kids just attack it. And actually, for once, I don't have to scream at them to eat their greens. Brilliant.